Morning San Antonio starts right now.
New details from police regarding a motorcycle crash on the northeast side that ended with one person dead.
Americans on the move, fueling fears of another coronavirus surge. I'm ABC's Faith Abube in Washington with the latest on the pandemic just ahead.
58 degrees at 4:30 this morning. Third day of spring. What will today's forecast look like? Will it be as beautiful as the last 2 days? Mike will let us know in just a bit.
Good morning. It is Monday. Happy Monday. Not used to being here on a Monday.
I know. Mike, you're spoiled. You have the weekend crew with you
I know.
this Monday.
Does it get any better than this? Not only you two, and then Sarah Spivey's over there.
You got the cool kids, hanging with the cool kids.
Okay. I don't like the whole cool kids title.
Odd man, exactly, the cool kids. Odd man out this morning, but spring, third day of spring, not as beautiful as the weekend, but we do have at least a couple of spring showers in the forecast, maybe a couple of spring thunderstorms as well. Nice start this morning. It's not as cool as what it was yesterday or Saturday morning. We do have a lot of clouds around, and also there's a little bit of rain. Now, a lot of this is just kind of some clutter around the radar sites there, but up to the north, there are a few showers that are working their way across, basically north of the hill country, a few of them there in northern Edwards County. And as is usually the case, it seems like this is where most of the rain is going to be. We do have some showers and thunderstorms, like I said, that will move across the area later on this evening. The majority of it, anything really, really strong, although some of the storms could be strong, most of those will be further up to the north. 58 degrees here in town, 57 in Comfort. We are about 10 degrees, even more than that, warmer than what it was at this time yesterday. And there is just the most we can actually fit on this graphic, I think, 8 different allergens out there. All of the trees have got all their blooms and blossoms and pollen going there. Oak is on the moderate side. And throughout the rest of this morning, it's going to be staying fairly steady with the cloud cover out there, 56 degrees and kind of breezy today, 69 later on this afternoon. And we will have a couple of showers and a few thunderstorms tonight. And then we're going to be seeing more sunshine around here. Overall, a little bit on the warm side as we go on through the rest of the week. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Samuel has the day off, so Sarah Spivey is doing it. How are you, Sarah?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm working on the new traffic set here for the first time. And I do want to mention that there is a stall right now at 90 at Zarzamora. You can see there that the upper levels are closed off. There's some authorities up there dealing with that stall. So that's kind of the big thing if you have to travel this morning to watch out for. We also do have an accident on the northwest side of town, right on the northwest part of Loop 410, just off of that. There's a crash, an accident there at Alverson Way at Kimber. So just some things to be aware of this morning. Other than that, the roads are free and clear, and you should be just fine out there.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, this morning, the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has now identified a motorcyclist who died during a crash on the northeast side yesterday. The crash happened on FM 78. San Antonio police say a car was pulling out of a parking lot when the motorcyclist, 35-year-old Chadwick Short, T-boned the car. Short was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police believe both drivers didn't see each other and ruled the crash an accident. Witnesses say Short was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash, and the car driver was not injured.
This morning, worries of a new surge of COVID as more Americans are traveling again. The TSA says on Friday alone, nearly 1.5 million travelers passed through United States airports.
This as the Biden administration ramps up vaccinations across the country to try to outpace the rate of these new infections. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
Overnight, massive spring break crowds back on the streets of Miami Beach. Dancing on cars, few masks, and no social distancing. SWAT teams using pepper balls to try to contain the chaos.
Skip that curfew. We out here. We out here. No sleep.
A state of emergency now in effect. Authorities arresting more than 1,000 people since February 3rd, when vacationers started arriving in large numbers. More than 50% of those arrested so far, not even from Florida.
Trouble even sleeping at night, worrying about what's going to happen in the city.
Sunday, nearly 4,000 new coronavirus infections reported in the state. Internal government documents show out of all metro areas in the country, last week Miami saw the highest coronavirus positivity rate. The state also leading in cases of the highly contagious UK and Brazilian variants of the virus.
What we're going to see is people get infected, pick up the infection from each other, and then spread it across the country and possibly around the world.
Nationwide, 15 states seeing a surge in coronavirus cases. In Michigan, a 92% spike in the last 2 weeks. And now a new warning. A mutation of the virus in New York City could reinfect people already vaccinated. The U.S. is now averaging 2.5 million shots a day, more than 81 million Americans receiving at least one dose.
Take care of my 98-year-old blind grandfather, so it's kind of important to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
And despite that, many Americans were still hesitant about getting the shot. The CDC now being urged to launch a campaign to combat that. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And here at home, Metro Health reporting 193 new COVID cases. That brings the confirmed total of cases here in Bexar County to 202,550. Right now, our 7-day moving average is at 174 cases every 24 hours. No more people died in the last 24 hours. The totals also include 665 backlogged cases and 74 deaths dating back to December. Our death toll now at 3,071. Meanwhile, 188 people in our local hospitals, 76 in the ICU, 45 on ventilators. Time now is 4:36, 58 degrees out.
Well, still ahead, the Biden administration continues to try to come up with a timeline to get U.S. troops out of Afghanistan before an important deadline.
And go Spurs, go! Your San Antonio Spurs, they got a busy week ahead at home. We're going to take a look at their schedule.
Let's take a look outside with live cam, 58 degrees. Mike, is that a live Doppler radar right now?
Yes, it is.
So maybe some.
A little bit of rain well up to the north.
There we go. Some small showers around the area. He'll let us know what today will look like in the rest of the week when we come back. Welcome back. Today, jury selection enters its third week for a former Minneapolis police officer charged in George Floyd's death. 13 jurors have been seated for Derek Chauvin's trial on murder and manslaughter charges. The judge says 2 more will be seated ahead of opening statements, which are expected on March 29th. Only 12 will deliberate. The others will be alternates. Last week, the judge declined defense requests to delay or move the trial over concerns that a massive settlement to George Floyd's family would affect the jury.
Today marks 5 years since the deadly terror attacks in Brussels. ISIS bombings killed 32 people, wounding hundreds more at the Brussels airport and a metro station. It was the deadliest act of terrorism in Belgium's history.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, on his first visit to Afghanistan as Pentagon chief, says the Biden administration wants to see a responsible end to America's longest war. This as the administration faces questions about withdrawing troops from the country. President Biden said last week in an ABC News interview that it will be tough for the U.S. to meet a May 1st deadline to withdraw those troops from Afghanistan. But Biden said that if the deadline is extended, it wouldn't be by a lot longer. The Taliban on Friday warned of consequences if the United States doesn't meet the deadline.
All right, go Spurs, go. Your San Antonio Spurs back in action tonight at home. They are welcoming the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets actually now without LaMelo Ball, who may have broken his wrist. Tip-off is set 7:30 at the AT&T Center. The Spurs, they're going to be in town. They're going to be at home for a while. They are hosting the LA Clippers. And yes, Kawhi Leonard on Wednesday and Thursday. Then on Saturday, the Chicago Bulls, they are here as well. Tip-off for all those games set for 7:30 each and every night.
Kawhi, huh?
He's coming home, kind of.
Home?
We'll call it home.
Okay.
You never know. All right, 4:41, 58 degrees out.
We'll still ahead how a local museum is making it easier for those living with a learning disorder to achieve big milestones.
Plus, if you have been craving a cruise vacation, you are in luck, but there's a catch. We're going to explain.
Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises are announcing plans to start sailing soon, but not from the U.S. ABC's Gio Benitez has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the cruise industry's billion-dollar question. Are passengers ready to set sail again? Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises with the big news, both announcing they plan to start sailing again in June, but not from the U.S. Royal Caribbean from the Bahamas, Celebrity from St. Martin, with bookings opening up this week. Celebrity CEO Lisa Lutoff-Perlo speaking with GMA.
And in your case, every single passenger and crew member must be vaccinated?
Every guest and our crew must be vaccinated if they're 18 or older. And for children, they will be required to have a negative PCR test within 72 hours of their cruise as well.
They are still working out the exact COVID protocols for June. So what exactly do you need to know before you book a trip on the high seas? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Well, being diagnosed with a learning disorder may lead people to believe they're going to have a harder time learning and reaching their goals.
But an exhibit at the museum proves that wrong. Tiffany Huertas introduces us to a local student featured in the exhibit and tells us how she's not letting dyslexia slow her down.
I was taking out the trash of the Bush's chicken, and this is very Pacific, okay? Pacific, I'm sorry.
Dyslexia. 11-year-old Addison Schaefer says she'll never forget the day she found out she was dyslexic.
And everyone thinks it's such a big deal. It's just dyslexia.
Dyslexia is a learning disorder that affects a person's ability to read, spell, write, and sometimes speak.
But it doesn't really mean to, you see letters backwards. It just, means that you need more help in school.
Addison was diagnosed in the 3rd grade, and it's affected her in the classroom.
I have to go to different classes on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And every time I take a test, I have to have someone read it to me or the computer read it to me.
But having dyslexia also gave Addison a great opportunity to be featured in a traveling exhibit at the museum. Beautiful Minds, Dyslexia, and the Creative Advantage was created by the Oklahoma Science Center. Meredith Doby, the vice president of exhibits at the museum, says the goal is to celebrate those with dyslexia.
It's looking at the ways that dyslexia can be an advantage, that it creates outside-the-box thinkers, and it showcases some local people who have been diagnosed with dyslexia, talks about their stories.
We went to the studio, we took some pictures, and then we did a voice recording of like with this microphone, and then that eventually got into the museum.
Hi, my name is Addison Schaefer, and I am 9 years old, and I am in 1st grade.
Connie Schaefer, Addison's mom, is a reading specialist who works with dyslexic students at Northside ISD. Connie says she knew the challenges her daughter would face, but also knows it won't hold her back.
It's just her brain works differently, and we know that she's super creative and she loves to draw and paint and dance, and she's got so many other strengths that she just needed a little bit of help in reading.
Addison says she's not worried either.
I think it's because I got we found out I was dyslexic at the right time, and I wasn't an adult in college.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, well, this weekend.
Yeah?
Packed. I mean, there were so many people. It was gorgeous out there. A lot of people out and about. Were you not out and about?
I mean,
you stayed in the garden.
I stay in the garden. I don't go past my fence line. It's my safe zone. It's where it's my zen. Speaking of one of my favorite people, Sarah Spivey, my zen friend.
Wow, it almost seemed like a shot to Mike Osterhage.
I'm your zen friend.
Yes, you're so calming.
We're gonna get you a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah,
Sarah's zen friend.
I think you're very calming. The traffic calm this morning.
Yeah, and the traffic is pretty calm this morning. In fact, that stall at 90 West at Zarzamora has been resolved, and so traffic is smooth sailing out there. Now, let's go ahead, though, and take a look at one of the accidents that is off of the highways, off of the main roads. This one is on the northwest side of town. We do have a crash there at Alverston Way and Kember. Now, again, this is not affecting the main flows of traffic by any means. And on top of that, things look okay as far as if you're coming inbound to San Antonio. If you're coming from Boerne to downtown along I-10 there, it'll take you 25 minutes. A little bit of a slower pace from Bulverde to downtown, as you know, on 281, all of those stoplights. So 281 southbound from Bulverde to downtown, about 28 minutes. And then if you're coming in from New Braunfels, looks smooth sailing out there too, 26 minutes to downtown from New Braunfels along 35. So bringing some zen to traffic this morning and hoping that we don't see too many accidents out there.
Is Mike Osage also your Zen friend?
No. He's like,
I'm going to answer that.
I got Zen for you. You don't have to answer that. Put you on the
So
spot.
cute. I
Look at,
love that.
Could you get more? If we could all just kind of lay down a blanket in the flowers and just have that smile.
I just want to squeeze his
I know, you just want to, like Sarah said, you just want to go, you boo, you boo, did this. So, oh my goodness gracious, what a great picture. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. That'll get you off to a good start. We do have a lot of clouds hanging around here this morning. No problems as of right now. A couple of showers are showing up well up to the north, maybe a few of them scooching by right there in northern Edwards County. Everything's sort of sliding up to the northeast. And we'll continue to see a couple of showers around. This is all just kind of notice how it doesn't really move, just a little bit of clutter out there. There may be a sprinkle or two. Kind of doubt it. Rain chances are not that great today. A mention of it. Now, as we go into tonight, we do have a disturbance that's working its way across here. First of all, we're going to keep a lot of clouds around today. And you also noticed this morning that there is more humidity when you step outside. Not like it was earlier last week, but enough to notice it. Now, by dinner time, just after that, we've got some showers and thunderstorms. And some of these, even though there is nothing from the Storm Prediction Center as far as being under the gun for anything severe, some of these could be on the strong side. If anything does pop up, like I said, it will get strong. And that's going to be working its way across here throughout the evening hours, and maybe another wave of that working its way through in the late evening hours. And most should be on out of here by tomorrow morning. A few leftover clouds, then we'll have a lot more sunshine tomorrow morning. And then after that, we do have another chance for some rain on Wednesday. So the humidity is going to be staying on the higher side and going up. But again, with all that extra humidity around here, at least we do get a chance for it to get squeezed out in the form of some rain. So some showers and thunderstorms tonight, and then again on Wednesday. Then we have another front moving on through, and that's going to clear us on out. And looks like a great end to the work week. And then going in toward the weekend, it's going to be a little bit milder and a little more humidity around here. Still, it should be looks-wise nice looking, but it is nice that we do have some, after a couple of beautiful first few days of spring, some spring showers in the forecast. 66 at noon, cloudy skies, and then a high temperature today. We are going to make it up into the low 70s. Showers. A few of those thunderstorms then tonight. Again, most of the day will be rain free, a shower or two here and there, but it is going to be just about dinner time in the hill country, and after that into the evening hours as those showers and storms work their way across. Then going into tomorrow, good looking day, up to 80. 80 on Wednesday. We'll have those few showers around here. A little bit cooler on Thursday. More sunshine going in toward the weekend. Of course, Sunday is Palm Sunday, and overall going to be just a little bit on the warm side of things. Normal high temperature right around normal average, about mid 70s. So we will be just a bit above that. But keep your fingers crossed for some rain.
Yeah.
2 chances of it now.
We need some spring rain, definitely.
Yep, for your garden.
I know.
And everybody else's and the lawns. And
Did you get the car wash yet?
No.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Thursday seems safe?
Yeah.
The car wash? Okay.
Okay, I promise.
You get to put it off for 3 more days.
Great, love it.
All right, time now. 4:53, 58 degrees out.
All right, up next, a look at the #1 movie at the box office, plus singer Meghan Trainor getting her own comedy series.
All right, let's take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 803, Fireball 6, Daily 4, 0349, Fireball 2.
Cash 5, 3, 6, 12, 21, 24, Texas Lotto 4, 9, 20, 28, 34, 37. Powerball 1, 6, 2, 2, 42, 61, Powerball 4, Power Play 3.
You win?
No. That's why I'm here.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. We got a happy story. The newest Disney Pixar film continues to be #1 at the box office. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't, but I do love Pixar. And for the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
In order to restore peace, we must find the last Dragon.
It's 3 weeks on top for Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon. The animated hit took in $5.2 million over the weekend for a 3-week domestic gross of just over $23 million, $71.2 million globally.
Maybe it's broken because you don't trust anyone.
Of course, the pandemic's keeping the bar lowered for just what constitutes a hit, but we are seeing signs of a resurgent box office. Los Angeles just opening their movie theaters helped a lot this weekend, even though ticket sales are capped at half capacity.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
She's all about the laughs. Now, singer Meghan Trainor signed a new multi-platform deal with NBC Universal that'll have her developing and starring in her own comedy series. HBO Max is producing a 2-part documentary about the late Clueless star Brittany Murphy and the lingering questions surrounding her 2009 death. And actor, writer, and comic Keegan-Michael Key is 50 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Time now is 4:58, 58 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, the latest on the influx of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border and the message the Secretary of Homeland Security has for those trying to enter.
And have you ever wanted to undo a tweet on Twitter? I just pressed delete, but that's just me. Twitter may be adding a new feature. We have details just ahead in Tech Bites.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, a girl badly hurt in a shooting on the city's south side overnight. We have details just ahead.
Plus the latest on the evolving situation at our southern border and a message to migrants from the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Yeah, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. We started yesterday, mid-40s. We are already at 58 today. What does the rest of the day? What does your work week look like? We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage in just a few moments. Good morning. It is Monday, March 22nd?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure it's not on there.
Oh my gosh, we're like so close to April. We're not there
Does
yet.
April have special significance for you?
It's my birthday.
Oh,
just another year older.
There you go.
Here
All
we
right,
go.
well, it's 58 degrees now. Mike, yesterday and the day before, picture perfect days. What can we expect today?
First of all, I was going to say, are we going in on a gift for her or what?
Shh, can't tell her.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it was picture perfect the past couple of days. And this morning, a whole different story. Like Max was talking about, we are 15 degrees warmer than what it was at this time. Yesterday was on the cool side. Today we're on kind of the warm side. And thanks in part to the cloud cover and a lot more humidity out there. Notice how it's up to 81%. That dew point's up to 53. Yesterday we had those dew points well down in the low 40s. And we do also have not only, on the heels of those perfect days, but we got some spring showers in the forecast the next couple of days. We are going to make it up into the low 70s later on this afternoon, about where we were yesterday, and a shower or two is possible later on today, but a better chance of rain comes in here tonight. More on that in a second. No change in the aquifer yesterday, and boy, if you were sniffling a little bit, here's the reason for it. Take your pick. There's just a slew of allergens out there. Top one being oak, which is on the moderate side. Couple of showers are showing up basically north of our area. Those couple of patches of green right there around New Braunfels, Uvalde. Those are just a little kind of some clutter, if you will, around the radar site. But up to the north, we have these few light showers, and those are continuing to kind of slide up to the northeast. Now, throughout the day, again, a small chance for a shower or two, but then tonight we have that better chance for a couple of thunderstorms around here. So not as cool this morning, maybe just a light little jacket or two. Cloudy, couple of showers are possible, low 70s, and then tonight showers and a few storms. Some of those could be on the stronger side. There'll be one or two of them that might get a bit on the noisy side. And then rest of the week, we are going to clear out tomorrow. We got another chance of rain on Wednesday. And overall, we are going to be staying kind of on the warm side this week. All those details coming up as we head in toward Palm Sunday. Yep, that is this Sunday. Details in just a few minutes. Traffic Authority, Sarah Spivey's in for Sam this morning. What's going on?
Well, we do have another stalled vehicle. This one is 410 on the way to 35 northbound. You can see that there's actually a couple of vehicles here. There's an assisting vehicle helping out that stalled vehicle. So if you are going to be traveling northbound 410 to 35, just be aware to give these folks a little bit of space so that they can help just get that car moving. Once again, we do have that accident on the northwest side that is near Loop 1604. However, it is off of the loop. The accident on Alverstone Way underway at Kimber. And then just taking a quick check of some of the inbound times around the KSAT 12 viewing area. If you're coming in from Bernie along I-10, you should be fine. 24-minute drive there. If you're coming in from Castroville, 20-minute drive as well. Just a bit of a slowdown on 281 and a bit of a slowdown there on 87 in from Lavernia. Other than that, the roads look great, and of course we'll keep you updated throughout the morning.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, a teenager in critical condition after a shooting on the city's south side. San Antonio police tell us it happened just after 1 this morning. This is the 4700 block of South Presa. That's near South Cross. SAPD on the scene telling us they arrived to the motel to find the teenager between the ages of 16 to 18. She was shot in the chest 1 time. 2 witnesses telling police it was an accident. It may have been self-inflicted. No gun was actually found on the scene. That girl who was shot taken to the hospital. Detectives now trying to figure out what exactly happened. Now to the escalating situation at our southern border. The Secretary of Homeland Security urging those who are trying to cross the border into this country not to arrive.
And as ABC's Marcus Moore reports, U.S. authorities are now deporting migrants, many of them families with young children, to Mexico.
Startling new numbers revealing the enormity of a migrant crisis along the U.S.-Mexico border. Sources telling ABC News of the more than 5,000 unaccompanied children and teens in Border Patrol custody, 823 of them have been held now for more than 10 days. By law, they are only supposed to be held no more than 3. That overflow of migrants at Border Patrol stations prompting officials to open temporary shelters like this one at a Dallas Convention Center, where this weekend an additional 1,200 kids were sent for care as they seek asylum. After what many called mixed messages to migrants, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas telling our Martha Raddatz on This Week in no uncertain terms.
The border is closed. The border is secure. We are expelling families. We are building safe, orderly, and humane ways to address the needs of vulnerable children. Do not come.
Reportedly under pressure from the Biden administration, Mexican authorities this week said they would step up enforcement to stop the flow of migrants across the country's southern border with Guatemala. It stretches for more than 500 miles. We saw this checkpoint several hours from the border where immigration officials searched vehicles.
We're told the migrants are no longer in those massive caravans because they're too easily targeted and broken up. Instead, they're now in smaller groups as they try to make their way to the north.
The Biden administration has turned back the majority of those crossing into the U.S. We've seen the images of many distraught after believing they would find refuge in the U.S. But those that do make it, especially minors, are met with a growing crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border, as our Matt Gutman saw in El Paso.
But there's also dangerous overcrowding. At this Border Patrol facility here in El Paso, there's a capacity for 260 minors in those buildings, but right now they hold nearly 1,200 kids.
Children standing up with nowhere to sit down, children who can't all lay down at the same time or can't lay down at all.
But the migrant flow continues as families fleeing violence in their native countries seek safety and opportunity elsewhere. But each new step closer to the border is one into the unknown, and their moves are fueling a fierce political battle on the other side.
That was Marcus Moore reporting. San Antonio police need your help identifying 3 suspects in a local murder case. SAPD identifying the victim, 39-year-old Tito Roman. So take a look at your screen. This is surveillance footage released from the shooting that happened on Wednesday at the Home Suites Motel just off Northwest Loop 410. That's where police found a Roman shot and killed. SAPD believes he was shot by 2 men seen in this video. Moments later, the suspects, along with a woman seen leaving in a red truck. Anyone with any information that can help in this case, you are asked to call homicide detectives. That number on your screen, 210-207-7635.
From spring break travelers to families coming to watch the NCAA women's tournament, there's a big difference in tourist crowds compared to a year ago. This time last year, San Antonio was just 2 days into the declared public health emergency issued by Governor Greg Abbott. Now fans are coming in from all over the country for the 2-week-long NCAA women's basketball tournament, and that's adding more customers for local businesses.
I've never been here before. The Riverwalk's wonderful and very friendly people, and it's really nice, really nice.
Spring break just passed and was very busy. We were all over, packed.
The majority of the games will be played at the Alamo Dome, which has increased tourist traffic to the downtown area. The final championship game is scheduled for April 4th.
All right, time is 5:09, 58 degrees out.
Still ahead, we'll tell you about a website that will pay you $2,400 to stay away from all your screens for 24 hours.
Could you do it?
100% could do it.
you don't text me back, so it's not an issue for you. And if you can't stay away from those screens, we're going to tell you how to become a millionaire. How that's only a few Snapchats away. You know, not on Snapchat, but you can entice me with $1 million.
Lots of money to be made. I like it. All right. 59 degrees at 5:10 this morning. Mike says today might not be as sunny. We might have some rain in our future. He'll let us know when we come back. Well, becoming a millionaire is only a few Snapchats away. Yes, you heard that correctly. Snapchat is making people millions of dollars.
All right, so first we need to explain what Spotlight is. The Spotlight feature on Snapchat is a dedicated tab in the Snapchat app. Say that 10 times fast. It is the last tab on the right, and it promotes short viral videos from Snapchat. It's kind of like a TikTok. Since late November, the company has maintained a $1 million daily pool, which it pays out to the creators of each day's top performing videos on its new short form video service, Spotlight. The company determines payout based on how many views a video gets in comparison to that of other highly viewed snaps. The move is meant to draw more creators to make videos for Spotlight, the company's TikTok competitor, which in turn will help Snap attract and retain users. Spotlight has grown to more than 100 million monthly active users and has more than 175,000 video submissions every day. Meanwhile, the Snapchat app overall grew to 265 million global daily users in its fourth quarter of 2020. So far, Snap has given out more than $110 million across the markets where Spotlight is live. Snap said several users have become millionaires through the Spotlight Club since November. All right, so the company also recently rolled out the Spotlight in India, Mexico, and Brazil, along with its $1 million a day incentive program. So has that incentivized you to join Snapchat?
I'm not on Snapchat, but
in the break, Sarah Costa was like, "Can I make millions of dollars?" Like, yeah, I guess
I'm always looking for a way to make easy money.
There you go. 5:15, 58 degrees out.
Still ahead, the latest on ransomware attacks that has targeted Acer computer.
Plus, speaking of making money on your phone, how to make money by staying off your phone, we're going to explain.
Let's start with all the dads who aren't exactly sports guys. Narrow it to all the non-sports dads who love watching sports in the rain. With kids who can catch almost everything, especially a cold. That brings us to you. You're the one we made My Walgreens for. An easier way to save, shop, and perhaps catch a break. Introducing My Walgreens. Join and get 30-minute pickup at Walgreens.com.
It's bacon! Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon, bacon! Oh, I love you. I love
Dogs go bonkers for bacon.
It's very common to have both sensitivity and gum issues. Dentists and hygienists will want to recommend Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum. You get the sensitivity relief as well as improved gum health, all in one.
In today's Tech Bites, the computer company Acer has apparently been targeted by ransomware hackers demanding $50 million. The group is reportedly giving Acer until Sunday to pay up, or its stolen data will be leaked. They may have exploited Microsoft Exchange to gain entry into the company's network. Next, Twitter confirms it's testing an undo tweet feature, which would allow users to take back something they just tweeted. It may be part of Twitter's subscription service that's reportedly in the works. It's unclear when undo will be available. And a website is holding a 24-hour digital detox challenge. No phones, TV, gaming, computers, or smart devices, and it could earn you $2,400. You also get a gift card to put together a tech-free survival kit. Suggestions include writing paper to replace text. And those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
All right, well, 5:19, obviously early on a Monday morning. We're checking with Sarah Spivey. Sarah, how's it looking out there on the roadways?
Great. No real accidents on the major roads right now. We do, however, have a stalled vehicle that I want to talk about. And that stalled vehicle is on the northeast side of town, right at 410 here. As you're heading onto 35, that vehicle is stalled on the side of the road. There's actually two vehicles that you can see here on TransGuide. One vehicle that is assisting the stalled vehicle right there. So just be careful if you are going to be heading along 410 there and taking that interchange to 35, two stalled vehicles there on the side of the roads, but not affecting the main lanes, which again is some good news. Another thing to keep in mind is all of our folks that work in the medical center are probably waking up right now, getting ready to head out there for their shift. The medical center looks pretty good. No major problems. Of course, just a few slowdowns on Floyd Curl and Hamilton Wolf right at the intersections. But again, no major accidents to report this morning. We'll continue to monitor how that changes, but at least the roadways look good right now.
All right. Now, people headed out this morning, Mike, they don't have to worry about rain, right?
No, not today. There's a couple little sprinkles in parts of the hill country right now. So northern portions of the hill country, I don't think we'll have to worry about anything. But later on this afternoon, you may run into a shower, and then tonight. Now, the nice thing is, hopefully spring showers help out with some of these beautiful flowers. This is an absolutely gorgeous picture. The yellow spring field up there in Stockdale and those beautiful blue skies. Now, today's not going to be that pretty. We've got a lot of clouds. We're going to keep a lot of clouds around throughout the day, but at least then we do have that chance for some rain. So here we are looking off to the northwest. You can see some of those clouds off in the background. Dew point, measure moisture in the atmosphere. Yesterday, we were down in the low 40s. Today, we're back up into the mid 50s on average. So it's not like slapping you in the face when you walk outside, but these dew points are up about 10, 15, close to 20 degrees there in portions of the hill country. So a lot more humidity. Here's some of those sprinkly showers in parts of the hill country. There were some in northern Edwards County. This is just, notice how this really doesn't move, a little bit of clutter around the radar site. There may be a little bit of mist here and there, but kind of doubtful here in town, at least this morning. Don't be surprised if there's a sprinkle or two. However, later on today and then especially tonight, we do have better rain chances around here. So we're going to keep a lot of clouds around. This particular computer monitor also has a couple of showers trying to pop up again in the hill country later on this morning, which is a possibility. One or two of them this afternoon. Then tonight, about dinner time, just after that, we'll start to see disturbance move through here, and that's going to touch off a few showers and some thunderstorms. Those will be moving through in the evening hours. Now, the Storm Prediction Center does not have us in any sort of risk for any severe weather. However, some of these potentially could be on the strong side as they work their way across here throughout the evening hours. So that is something just to keep in mind. And this will be through about news time tonight up through almost midnight. Then most all of that's going to be getting on out of here, and we should have a pretty good day tomorrow. And then we do have another chance of rain coming in here on Wednesday. So 2 shots of rain. Keep your fingers crossed that we get some, because it seems like it has been forever. Something to help out all those nice spring flowers out there. 66 degrees today at noon, cloudy skies. Again, a shower or two is possible throughout the day, but then the better chance of storms tonight. 73 for a high temperature today, so we will be at or even a degree or two below normal. Then we're going to warm back up tomorrow. Sunshine, and Wednesday we do have another chance for some rain. Again, keep your fingers crossed that you get some of that. We'll still be up to 80, and overall temperatures are going to be a few degrees above average, above normal, upper 70s by Friday, and the weekend does look pretty nice. It's going to be slightly on the humid side, and Palm Sunday, of course, coming up this Sunday.
All right, so we need the rain, though.
Oh, goodness gracious, yes. Yeah, so just, again, fingers crossed, chance of rain tonight and Wednesday.
Come on, spring showers.
Mike, thank you so much. 523, 58 degrees out.
Well, up next in your morning spotlight, Glenn Close and Mila Kunis team up in a mother-daughter drug drama based on real-life events.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. Actors Glenn Close and Mila Kunis teaming up for a film based on real-life events.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
How is she? She sits around smoking, twitching, and I am there watching her like a hawk and pretending that I'm not. Almost one day down. 3 more to go.
Here's your first look at Glenn Close and Mila Kunis in 4 Good Days, about a mother trying to help her daughter through opioid addiction. The drama, based on real-life events, arrives in theaters April 30th. Todd Rundgren couldn't tour due to the pandemic, so he sought an alternative.
I had to figure out a way to at least capture as much of the experience of being on tour as I could. We're doing it as if it was a real tour. In other words, it's not me sitting in front of my bookcase doing acoustic versions of my songs. It's a big show.
From a stage in Chicago, the music veteran gave performances targeted to specific cities. The Clearly Human live virtual tour wraps up tonight with a show customized for fans in Seattle, Washington. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Time now is just about 5:28, 58 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on GMSA as a number of coronavirus restrictions decline. Health experts are now debating whether the U.S. will have a 4th wave of the virus.
Plus, more details on how San Antonio is seeing job growth, especially in advanced manufacturing. We're going to explain.
Plus, we'll run down some of the key games in the women's NCAA basketball tournament that's being hosted right here in the Alamo City.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. It is Monday, March 22nd. We are sprinting through March.
Sprinting through March.
If only we had the right shoes to do so. It is 5:31 this morning. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Did you make it outside yesterday?
I did. I decided like around 4 p.m. to completely re-landscape part of my yard. I don't know why.
Good decision.
Just good life choices. But it was nice. I wasn't sweating too much.
Yeah, it was perfect out.
Nice.
Mike,
spring day.
What are you doing this weekend, Sarah?
What am I doing this weekend?
Yeah. You want to come to my house and re-landscape?
No more.
If you really got the chance to. Hey, speaking of your landscape, hopefully we do have a couple of chances for some rain. So some good spring showers to help out some of the flowers and the grass and lawns and everything else out there. Nothing is showing up in and around town as of right now. We got lots of clouds out there. Temperatures are about 15 degrees above what they were at this time yesterday. So a jacket, not a bad idea. 59 right now. Dew point has gone up considerably compared to yesterday, and wind is out of the southeast right now at 10 miles per hour. This is just those 2 spots, a little bit of clutter. Notice how it's not really moving, but up to the north, there are a few little sprinkly showers. And I mean, don't be surprised if there is a sprinkle or a light little shower later on this morning as well as this afternoon, but then better rain chances come in tonight. I mean, just look at that. It looks like just a long grocery list out there with all the allergens that are showing up. Oak is on the moderate side, and throughout the day, 66 at noon, 73 for a high temperature. Basically, again, cloudy skies, a shower or two. Can't be ruled out, I'll put it that way, but we do have a better chance for showers and thunderstorms actually by about dinner time, late afternoon dinner time, starting to develop in portions of the hill country and then working their way across the area throughout the evening hours. Some could be a little bit on the strong side. Most of that's going to be getting on out of here. It's all going to be getting on out by tomorrow, and then another rain chance by midweek. More on that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Sarah Spivey's in for Sam this morning, and a couple of problems out there, right?
Well, we do have we have a stalled vehicle out there that we'll talk about in just a bit. Something to keep in mind, though, too, is with the potential for a little bit of rain later on tonight, if you travel for the evening commute a little bit later, like after 6, you might just want to be aware that some of those roads may be wet. So, of course, we'll keep an eye on the weather and the traffic for you. Looking at some of those inbound times from Boerne to downtown, 24 minutes, but we do have that stalled vehicle right at 35 there as you're heading, this is Loop 410 as you're heading to 35. You can see that we do have a responder there on scene, hopefully a tow truck helping to take away that car that is stalled there on the side. But just be careful if you are heading in that area. Again, this is 410 as you're heading to I-35 north. There is that stall vehicle on the road. Other than that, things look okay across San Antonio. No major incidents along the main arteries around the city, which is always good news. Of course, I'll keep you up to date on that stalled vehicle there on 410 as you're heading to 35 north. But as I mentioned, things are pretty smooth out there. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. San Antonio police are looking for answers regarding the shooting of a teenage girl. They found her inside a motel room on the south side of town. Our Katrina Weber is at Public Safety Headquarters with a live report. Katrina, do police have any suspects in custody?
No, they say that they're talking to two people who they're calling witnesses at this point. The police say they found those two people in the room with the teen. That was at the Rainbow Motel in the 4700 block of South Presa. They told police that the teen shot herself, but investigators say they never did find a gun. The police were called there after 1 o'clock this morning. They say they found the girl, who was between 16 and 18 years old, with a gunshot wound in her chest. The police told us that she was in critical condition as she was rushed to a hospital. Reporting live from Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Will we have another COVID-19 surge here in the United States? Well, that depends on which medical expert you ask.
But as CNN's Britt Conway reports, COVID safety restrictions continue to ease and spring breakers, well, they continue to party.
More partying in Miami, more travel, fewer restrictions. As medical experts warn, this pandemic is not over.
I know that people see the light at the end of the tunnel, but they shouldn't confuse that with being done.
According to data from Johns Hopkins University, in the past week, there was an average of about 55,000 new cases reported every day in the U.S. One of the big questions now, will we see a fourth surge? And that's where some medical experts are divided. One doctor is pointing to prior infections and vaccinations.
We're talking about some form of protective immunity in about 55% of the population. So there's enough of a backstop here that I don't think you're going to see a fourth surge. I think what you could see is a plateauing for a period of time.
It's that plateau that has another doctor worried. He's pointing to the past.
History has shown us that when you have that plateauing, that's usually the forerunner of another surge. We've actually seen that in the European Union.
And yet another medical expert says instead of predicting the future, he wants to prepare for it.
We've got about 70% of seniors vaccinated now. We've got about a third of adults have had their first shot. That still leaves a good bit to go, though, so we're not there yet.
The importance of getting people vaccinated is where all three experts agree. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
And pandemic air travel continues to surge as well. For the 10th straight day, the TSA now reporting that more than 1 million people have been screened at United States airports. This past Saturday, the U.S. saw more than 1,300,000 passengers head through airports across the country. And a new one-day pandemic record reached Friday with more than 1,400,000 passengers, and the surge comes as federal health officials still caution against travel. The Department of Transportation has a new campaign to remind travelers of mask requirements on all forms of transportation and in those airport terminals.
The Biden administration is scrambling to manage a growing humanitarian and political challenge at the U.S.-Mexico border. Stories of unaccompanied minors and families trying to cross border of an overwhelmed border facilities have begun to dominate the headlines. President Joe Biden says that he will at some point go to the border and that he knows what is going on with the border facilities. Administration officials say Biden inherited an untenable situation that resulted from what they say was President Donald Trump's undermining and weakening of the immigration system. But critics say the new administration should have been better prepared.
And in Syria, a medical charity says 6 people are dead after an artillery strike by the Syrian government hit a hospital. The Syrian American Medical Society says one of the people killed was a child, 16 more injured. The hospital in Aleppo province was forced to evacuate, now out of service. The Syrian government has yet to comment on this strike. Time now is 5:38, 57 degrees out.
Well, still ahead, we'll tell you about a job that will pay you to drink wine and has free rent. What?
Dream job?
Yes.
Speaking of jobs, a closer look at recent job growth and career opportunities right here in the Alamo City. Could you drink wine in the Alamo City and get paid for it?
I mean, come on. That would be the dream.
Red or white wine?
Both. Depends on the season.
Oh.
And right now it's looking like more white wine because it's getting nice and warm outside. Right now, not so warm, 57 degrees, but we're expecting some spring-like weather later this week. Mike will explain when we come back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. Every Sunday, we have our Leading SA segment. Sarah and I speak with leaders of our community. Councilwoman Rebecca Villagran, she is now the Tri-Chair of the Alamo Redevelopment Project.
Councilwoman Villagran has been instrumental in the growth of District 3, the south side of San Antonio. She joined us on Leading SA. Take a listen at some of our conversation.
We are seeing the job growth with TJX, with the medical schools, and an advanced manufacturing hub here in San Antonio with Toyota and Navistar so close to one another. You know, Navistar is an advanced manufacturing place, and they are just building. So the jobs are still open right now that people can start applying for. And that's incredible because it also feeds into the work that we're trying to do with the Ready to Work San Antonio program, which many of the voters voted for.
And we also talked about the importance of Women's History Month and it being the foundation of the Alamo City. What comes next with the Alamo Plaza redevelopment project and what comes next for the councilwoman after the May 1st election?
You can find that entire interview right now in the Leading SA section of KSAT.com.
Time now is 5:42, 57 degrees out.
Lots of women's basketball action going on this week in San Antonio. We'll run down some of the key games in this year's NCAA basketball tournament.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Monday. Lots of women's basketball action in the San Antonio area thanks to the NCAA tournament. Let's take a quick rundown of the scores after the first round of play. NC State, big win against North Carolina, 79-58. South Florida, the 8th seed, winning, beating the 9th seed, 57-53. Gonzaga and Belmont, the 5-12. That is today at 3 o'clock. We also have Indiana and VCU, 4-13. That is happening at 1 p.m. Rutgers and BYU, shouts to the Big Ten. That is 11 a.m. Arizona and Stony Brook, our friends over there in New York, today at 1 p.m. And then we got a good old Big Ten showdown. Kind of, not really. Michigan State taking on Iowa State today, 5 p.m. Texas A&M and Troy, 5 p.m. as well. All right, in the Riverwalk region, here is a look at some final scores from the first day of play. Number 1, UConn, 102. High Point is 59. Syracuse, 72. Dakota State, South Dakota State, 55. Iowa, 87. Central Michigan, 72. There we go. All right, Virginia Tech taking down Marquette, 70-63. And Baylor, 101 to 52 from Jackson State. All right, so that was the women's tournament being played here in the Alamo City. Time to take a look at the men's tournament in the East region. Michigan and LSU starting up at 6:10 this evening. Colorado and Florida State, 6:45. Abilene Christian, they have been on fire recently. They are taking on UCLA, 4:25, and Maryland, Alabama, 7:45. Let's head to the South region. Whew, there we go. Number 1, Baylor taking on Villanova. We've seen Villanova win. They actually won here in the Alamo City just a couple years ago. That is Saturday. And then Oral Roberts, really just the darling of the tournament so far. They cannot lose, taking down Ohio State and Florida 15. They are taking on Arkansas on Saturday, number 3. The exact times yet to be determined. For the full list of games, scores, and tip-off times, you can find all that. Just head to KSAT.com.
Thank you, Max. In your morning consumer headlines, some good news if you're like many Americans longing for a vacation after a long year of COVID-19 travel restrictions. After a year at anchor, Royal Caribbean is marking its 2021 return to the Caribbean with cruises from the Bahamas set to depart in June. But there is a catch. They're available only to adults who have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and those under the age of 18 who have tested negative for the virus. All passengers on the 7-night cruises must meet Bahamas COVID-19 travel requirements, which could include taking additional tests before and after arrival. The CDC has not said when cruises can resume here in the U.S.
All right, we're about to talk about a dream job. A lot of people enjoy a glass of wine after work, but what if having a glass of wine was your work? A winery in Sonoma, California, offering a really good job to someone with a passion for wine. There's irony in the statement good because it is the Murphy Good Winery offering free rent and $10,000 a month for the 1-year position of drinking wine. You don't have to know how to make wine because that actually comes with job training, and it also comes with 30 cases of wine. Applicants can send a video resume explaining why this is their dream job. The winemakers are also interested in your social media following, particularly on Instagram. You can learn more at murphygoodwinery.com.
Sign me up.
You got to make the video, Sarah, because we know you're a Instagram guru.
You know, I try. And I also love to try different wines. Sarah Spivey, we still need to have a nice little wine drink together, friend.
We do. But let's wait for a little while.
A little while.
Still the morning, Sarah. Okay, well, we are not really seeing any problems out there on the road, so that is some good news there. I want to go ahead and I want to take a look at some TransGuide images. We are seeing nice road conditions there. This is 37 at Cesar Chavez, and we're also seeing roads clear there at 410 at Parambital as well, so things are flowing really smoothly. One stalled vehicle still occurring on 410 at the 35 North interchange, but it is on the side of the road. So again, main arteries are looking all right. That's 281 at Hildebrand. Let's say you're coming in from Bulverde though, along 281. You do have a bit of a slowdown. It's going to take you about 30 minutes there, as it typically does on the north side of Bexar County there on 281 because of the stoplights. Coming in from parts of Seguin, looking good too. Along I-10, 29 minutes, and then in from Bernie, about 24-minute drive. So things are looking good right now. I'll keep you up to date, of course, about that stalled vehicle and any accidents that pop up. Of course, traffic will start to pick up really at 7 o'clock this morning, guys.
And Mike, you just totally, I mean, we're on the wine vibe this Monday morning.
You read our minds.
You got the ice. The ice in the white wine.
Is that a thing? People do that?
I mean, yes, people do that.
Especially in the summer and the spring when you want a cooler drink. And hasn't been in the fridge to chill for long enough. Mike knows.
Why not?
Yeah.
But I will say, I probably wouldn't put 5 cubes of ice in wine.
You got to do what you got to do, Sarah.
Well, you know what? Respect to Cynthia for sending the picture.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia.
Let's not forget the Bluebonnet right in the middle there.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Yeah, so that's the most. Or you could just get one big one, you know, like the
whiskey
the larger, the whiskey balls.
I actually just got a few.
Did you?
Yeah, for the tequila.
Yeah. I got some of those too. So, hey, by the way, before we forget, we were talking about this. The Trinity women's basketball team, 7th title.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Big shout out to all them.
Big shout out
too. So yeah, and that's like the 9th consecutive time in the champion or something like that. But yeah, 7th title.
We have the whole story, ksat.com.
Exactly. But yeah, again, big congratulations, Coach Hill and the team. So hey, first Bluebonnet of the season. Toasted with a couple of glasses of wine. We've got a lot of clouds hanging around here this morning, and temperatures, everybody is, well, about on average 15 degrees above what it was at this time yesterday. We were in the mid-40s yesterday, well below normal on the cool side. Now upper 50s, 55 in Rock Springs, Kerrville 56, 57 in Fredericksburg, and we're still watching those couple of showers, maybe a few of them there. In northern Kendall County, just 1 or 2 little sprinkly showers. Don't be surprised if there's a shower. Perhaps some of these are a couple little sprinkly showers out there. And excuse me, that was northern Blanco County. My apologies. Maybe 1 or 2 in Kendall County there. Throughout the rest of today, a shower or 2 is possible. This model tries to scare up 1 or 2 of them later on this morning. Can't be completely ruled out. I think odds are 10% at best, maybe 20%. And that's going to be in this afternoon. But then we are going to be seeing a much better chance for some showers and thunderstorms coming in here later on this evening, right around dinner time. Just after that, developing obviously first in the hill country, working their way across, and that will continue to be the situation on into tonight and up to about midnight, and then most all of that is going to be out of here, so then we're not going to have to be dealing with that tomorrow. Wednesday, then we do have another chance for some rain around here. So the forecast today, 66, cloudy skies, and a shower or 2 can't be ruled out, 73 for a high temperature. Then we have those storms moving in here tonight, and that's going to be about, again, late afternoon dinner time and then into the evening hours. Tomorrow, good looking day, 80. Still on the warm side, more rain chances Wednesday, and then after that, got a lot of sunshine going all the way through Palm Sunday. So fingers crossed for rain tonight and rain Wednesday.
All right, Mike Osterhage, thank you so much. 5:53, 58 degrees out.
take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 803, Fireball 6, Daily 4, 0349, Fireball 2.
Cash 5 is 3, 6, 12, 21, 24. Lotto Texas 4, 9, 20, 28, 34, 37. And here it is, Powerball 1, 6, 22, 42, 61, Powerball 4, Power Play 3. Good luck. We'll be right back. The San Antonio Book Festival has announced its 2021 author lineup and event schedule, which includes nearly 200 local, regional, and national authors. This year, because of COVID-19, the festival will take place entirely online, but it is still happening. It's going on from April 9th through the 11th. It's free, family friendly, and it showcases both first-time and established writers. The book festival will offer more than 100 sessions for participants of all ages. For more information, just head to ksatcommunity.com. And we still have so much more coming up on KSAT 12 this morning. Finding the perfect daycare or preschool for your kid is not easy, and now the pandemic has made it even more complicated. Still ahead on GMSA, we have the key components that you want to look for. And a quick look out at the roadways. It looks like traffic is picking up. We are joined by Sarah Spivey this morning to tell you about anything that does pop up. We'll be right back.
Americans on the move, fueling fears of another coronavirus surge. I'm ABC's Faith Abube in Washington with the latest on the pandemic just ahead.
Plus, a woman shot in the chest overnight. How San Antonio police say it happened, and the latest on the woman's condition.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, already 58 degrees this morning. What is the rest of the morning? What does your work week look like? We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage in just a few moments.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning and happy Monday. It is March 22nd. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. We are coming off 2 gorgeous picturesque days here in the Alamo City.
I know, first days of spring did not disappoint. And Mike, will we see some spring showers this week?
We have a very good chance for some rain tonight. So as you're watching some of the basketball games or whatever the case may be, a few rumbles of thunder are going to be possible too. So keep your fingers crossed for that. And then another rain chance coming in here by midweek. Whole different story this morning compared to yesterday. Temperatures are up about 15 degrees from where we were this time yesterday. We were down in the mid 40s. Now it's upper 50s and even some low 60s around here. There's not much, if anything, showing up right now. That's just a little bit of kind of clutter, if you will, around the radar site. But there are a few of those showers up to the north. That is where it's going to be one of those situations, again, where that's where most of the rain is up to the north, and we're kind of on the tail end of it. But computer models are encouraging as far as those rain chances tonight. There is just, I think that's the most allergens we've ever seen on there. Everything is in bloom right now, and we do have a moderate amount of oak that is showing up. Temperatures, we may fluctuate a degree or two this morning, but basically steady. And wind is going to be out of the southeast about 10-20 miles per hour, a bit breezy at times. Keep a lot of clouds around. A shower or two is possible today. Not very likely. That's during the day. 66 at noon. And then we top off with the high temperature later on today up to 73. And then it's going to be late afternoon in toward evening hours in the hill country. And that works its way across throughout the evening hours, the showers and a few thunderstorms. Most all of those are going to be out of here by about midnight. And then, like I said, another chance of rain by midweek. More on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority Sarah Spivey is in for Sam this morning. What's going on?
Hey, good morning to you, Mike. Yeah, things look okay out there. This is 10 at La Cantera, smooth sailing there. 37 at Fair Avenue. This 35 at I-37, and you can see that things look great too in the downtown area. I do want to mention that in some areas around San Antonio, we are seeing a bit of a stalled vehicle out along 410 here as you're heading to 35 North. So just give that a little bit of extra space as you're planning your morning. But things look great out there as far as traffic is concerned, and I'll continue to keep you updated. I did see that an accident just popped up, and so I'll have more information for you on that in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, a woman shot at a motel on the south side overnight. San Antonio police tell us they responded to a call for a shooting at the Rainbow Motel. This is the 4700 block of South Presa. All of this happening around 1:15 this morning. When police arrived, they found a woman with a single gunshot wound to her chest. Witnesses on the scene telling officers the gunshot was accidental and it may have been self-inflicted, but officers were not able to find a gun on the scene. That victim, the woman shot in the chest, taken to the hospital in critical condition. Our Katrina Weber is going to have more information about this story in our next half hour.
Now to an update involving a two-vehicle crash on the far northeast side over the weekend. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office says the victim was killed around 3 p.m. at Perrin Beidle Road and Thousand Oaks Drive. And that victim is a 33-year-old man. His identity still remains unknown at this time. San Antonio police say he was hit by a pickup truck that was pulling into Thousand Oaks. The truck driver was injured and taken to the hospital in stable condition.
And we now know the identity of the man killed in a motorcycle crash. Now, medical examiner's office tells us 35-year-old Chadwick Short was the man killed during that crash yesterday afternoon on FM 78. San Antonio police tell us Short was on his motorcycle when a car pulled out of a parking lot and T-boned him. Police believe both drivers did not see each other, ruled the crash an accident. Witnesses say Short was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. The other driver was not injured.
San Antonio police are asking for your help in identifying 3 suspects in a murder case. SAPD identified the victim as 39-year-old Tito Roman. Just take a look at your screen. This is the surveillance footage released from the shooting on Wednesday at Home Suites Motel off Northwest Loop 410. That's where police found Roman dead with a gunshot wound to the head. SAPD believes he was shot by 2 men in this video. Moments later, the suspects along with the woman are seen leaving in a red truck. Anyone with information is asked to call homicide detectives. That number on your screen, 210-207-7635.
Now to the latest on the pandemic here at home in Bexar County. Local health officials reporting 193 new cases of COVID-19 locally. That brings our confirmed total case count to 202,550. Right now, our 7-day moving average, 174 new cases every day. Fortunately, no more people reported to have died in the last 24 hours. The totals this morning include 665 backlogged cases, 74 deaths dating back to December. Our death toll now at 3,071 people. As for our local hospitals, 188 people in the hospital, 76 in the ICU, 45 on ventilators.
Well, pregnancy can be an overwhelming thing for women as it is. Then you add the pandemic in and your mind is filled with questions. But getting the vaccine shouldn't be one of them. Doctors and researchers around the world are now strongly recommending pregnant women to get the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as possible. We spoke to a local maternal fetal medicine director about vaccines. The topic our viewers brought up has been the most when asked last week. We compared the available vaccines, and now we're talking about what protections the vaccine may be able to give your baby.
We've seen 10,000 plus women who are pregnant, been immunized with the Pfizer Moderna vaccines at this point and have not seen any significant pregnancy complications related to it. And we do know that COVID-19 carries significant risk to mom, and if mom doesn't do well, baby, that the vaccine is clearly the right answer.
Dr. Patrick Ramsey is the maternal fetal medicine director working at both University Hospital and UT Health San Antonio. He says there's strong evidence that antibody response will go into the baby and give the baby some protection. What they don't know yet is how long that immune protection might last. Luckily, he says those answers may not be too far away. And we have a lot more of your questions we're working to get answered about vaccines, breastfeeding, delivery, protocols, and infertility amid the pandemic. If you want to ask us a question, you can find this story on ksat.com and scroll to the bottom of the page.
And speaking of vaccines, AstraZeneca releasing results from its United States phase 3 vaccine trial. The company says it is 79% effective in preventing symptomatic COVID-19 and 100% effective at preventing severe disease and hospitalization. The results paved the way for AstraZeneca to apply for an emergency use authorization from the FDA. The company says that could be coming in just the next couple weeks.
Well, this morning, worries of a new surge of the coronavirus as more Americans are traveling again. The TSA saying on Friday alone, nearly 1.5 million travelers passed through U.S. airports.
That's right. This as the Biden administration ramps up vaccinations across the country, trying to outpace the rate of new infections. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
Good morning. Nationwide vaccinations are up and COVID cases are dropping. But look more closely and you'll find a third of states are seeing an average of at least 10% increase in new infections. Overnight, massive spring break crowds back on the streets of Miami Beach. Dancing on cars, few masks and no social distancing. SWAT teams using pepper balls to try to contain the chaos.
Skip that curfew. We out here. We out here. No sleep.
A state of emergency now in effect. Authorities arresting more than 1,000 people since February 3rd. Sunday, nearly 4,000 new coronavirus infections reported in the state. Miami's also leading in cases of the highly contagious UK and Brazilian variants of the virus.
What we're going to see is people get infected, pick up the infection from each other, and then spread it across the country.
Nationwide, 15 states seeing a surge in coronavirus cases. The U.S. is now averaging 2.5 million shots a day, more than 81 million Americans receiving at least one dose.
Take care of my 98-year-old blind grandfather, so it's kind of important to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
And despite that, many Americans are still hesitant about getting the shot. The CDC now being urged to launch a campaign to combat that. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And time now is just about 6:10, 58 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, the cruise industry is making a comeback. Details on how and when some cruise lines plan to set sail this year.
Plus, short viral videos making social media users millionaires. Yes, millionaires. After the break, we are going to tell you about the new Snapchat feature that can make you rich.
Money, money, money. I want to be a millionaire.
I hope that was someone's alarm clock.
All right, it is 58 degrees out in the Alamo City at 6:10 this morning. Mike says we might have some spring showers later tonight and maybe throughout the week. He'll let us know when we come back. Well, becoming a millionaire is only a few Snapchats away. Dang, yes, you heard that correctly. Snapchat is making people millionaires.
So first we need to explain what Spotlight is. It's a feature on the Snapchat app that is dedicated to short viral videos from the Snapchat community. It's a lot like TikTok. Since late November, the company has maintained a $1 million daily pool, which it pays out to the creators of each day's top performing videos on its new short form video service, Spotlight. The company determines payout based on how many views a video gets in comparison to that of other highly viewed snaps. The move is meant to draw more creators to make videos for Spotlight, the company's TikTok competitor, which in turn will help Snap attract and retain users. Spotlight has grown to more than 100 million monthly active users and has more than 175,000 video submissions every day. Meanwhile, the Snapchat app overall grew to 265 million global daily users in its fourth quarter of 2020. So far, Snap has given out more than $110 million across the markets where Spotlight is live. Snap said several users have become millionaires through the Spotlight Club since November. And the company rolled out their Spotlight feature in India, Mexico, and Brazil. And with it, they have that $1 million a day incentive.
They've got to keep up with TikTok.
That's true. Are you on either?
I have a secret TikTok, but I just do it just
you have a secret TikTok.
But just to watch the videos. And Sarah Spivey, she's cool. She's on TikTok.
No.
Thank you. I am a TikToker, trying to keep up with the youths. All right.
The youths.
You're one of the youths.
There you go.
Seriously?
Thanks, Mike. All right, the main roads look fine. This is 1604 at Bandera. You can see that things are smooth sailing, 35 and 37 as well. So no major problems on the roadways. However, I do want to bring your attention to the medical center. We're going to talk about an accident that started to pop up in the medical center right on Huebner Road at Babcock. We do have a crash there. And you can see that traffic is backed up all the way to Floyd Curl Drive from that accident on Huebner Road at Babcock. In fact, the average speed on that road right now is about 18 miles per hour. So we do have a pretty big slowdown there right on Huebner Road at Babcock in the medical center. Of course, we know that this time of the morning medical center is pretty busy as people head into work. Other than that, though, no big problems on the main roads, no major areas of congestion as well. So things look okay, guys. We're really just going to be monitoring that accident there on Huebner Road at Babcock.
Did you notice how Sarah Costa, immediately when you asked her about the secret TikTok thing, she goes, Sarah has one. She diverted all the attention.
I know what I'm doing.
I've done a couple of things, like I've talked about the history of Groundhog Day and showed how we see ourselves on green screens. So check it out if you want.
Good videos.
No, it's true. All right, Mike, are you on TikTok?
No.
Mike, are you on Instagram, though? Yes. You are.
Oh, look at you.
Whoa. All right. Just when the producer's saying keep the crosstalk short, yeah, we start yapping away about this. Anyway, if you're heading out this morning, a light jacket may be necessary. We're going to be, we're in the mid-upper 50s right now, may drop down a couple of degrees. Definitely warmer than yesterday's mid-40s, and then we'll make it up to 74 later on this afternoon. A shower is possible today, although not very likely, but better rain chances come in here than later on tonight. Love this picture. Speaking of social media and all that, it's like, really? Another picture? You got to take another photo?
But that one's great.
It's so pretty. He's a good-looking cardinal there. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, lots of clouds out there this morning. We don't have anything in and around our area showing up as far as rain. A couple little sprinkly showers, maybe one right there crossing I-10 near the Kerrville, Fredericksburg, or Kerrville and Kerr and Gillespie County lines, and then more of those showers further up to the north. Don't be surprised if there is one or two showers out there later on this morning as well as this afternoon. Remember yesterday when this imagery, you had all this dark shade of gray on there. That was the very, very dry air upstairs in the atmosphere, and that's why we had those just gorgeous blue skies again yesterday. Now we've got a lot more moisture upstairs in the atmosphere, and so that's why that's helping out with some of the clouds out there. And speaking of clouds, computer models keep plenty of them around throughout the rest of today, and also even a couple of showers are then going to be possible even later on this morning and this afternoon. Not very likely though, but then tonight, or I should say later on this afternoon and this evening, right around dinner time, we'll start to see some of these showers and even a couple of thunderstorms developing and working their way across the area. And that's going to be in the evening hours. Even though Storm Prediction Center does not have any of our area under any sort of a severe risk, some of these storms could be on the stronger side. It's always an outside chance with any of these thunderstorms, and that's going to be the case in through about news time tonight, and most everything's going to be out of here by midnight tomorrow morning, and we'll clear out very nicely. Then we have another shot at some rain coming in here by Wednesday. So that's encouraging that we have 2 chances of rain, because boy, if your yard's anything like mine, you know we need it. 66 degrees at noon, cloudy skies. A shower or 2 is possible. And then later on today, 73. Again, the chance of rain really starts to pick up then about dinner time, moving in from the hill country, working its way off to the east, and it's going to be into the evening hours. Then we clear out tomorrow. Good looking day tomorrow, and more showers are going to be possible on Wednesday. And overall, with a couple of fluctuations, temperatures are going to be slightly on the warm side of things.
All right, Mike Osterhage, thank you so much. 620, 58 degrees now.
Just ahead, Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises are announcing plans to start sailing soon, but not from the U.S. We'll have those details next in today's GMA First Look.
Here's your secret word of the day. Enter it on ksat.com/Circle K for a monthly chance to win free gas for a year. Every entry wins a medium coffee. Win with Circle K and GMSA.
Needles. Essential for pine trees, but maybe not for people with certain inflammatory conditions, because there are options, like an injection, Xeljanz. The first and only pill of its kind that treats moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, or moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, when other medicines have not helped enough. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, or are prone to infections. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers, including lymphoma, and blood clots have happened. Taking a higher than recommended dose of Xeljanz for RA may increase risk of death. Tears in the stomach or intestines and serious allergic reactions have happened. Needles, fine for some things. But for you, there's a pill that may provide symptom relief. Ask your doctor about the pill first prescribed for RA more than 7 years ago. Xeljanz, an injection.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the cruise industry's billion-dollar question. Are passengers ready to set sail again? Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises with the big news, both announcing they plan to start sailing again in June, but not from the U.S. Royal Caribbean from the Bahamas, Celebrity from St. Martin, with bookings opening up this week. Celebrity CEO Lisa Lutoff-Perlo speaking with GMA.
And in your case, every single passenger and crew member must be vaccinated?
Every guest and our crew must be vaccinated if they're 18 or older. And for children, they will be required to have a negative PCR test within 72 hours of their cruise as well.
They are still working out the exact COVID protocols for June. So what exactly do you need to know before you book a trip on the high seas? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
In your morning tech news, the computer company Acer has apparently been targeted by ransomware hackers demanding $50 million. The group is reportedly giving Acer until Sunday to pay up, or its stolen data will be leaked. They may have exploited Microsoft Exchange to gain entry into the company's network.
Twitter says it's now testing an undo tweet feature, which would allow users to take back something they just tweeted. It may be part of Twitter's subscription service that's reportedly in the works. It's unclear when the undo will be available.
But can't you just delete it?
I don't understand the difference.
Okay. And speaking of Twitter and your screen, do you think you could go without using any smartphone or gaming devices for 24 hours?
Yes.
Yes. Well, a website is holding a 24-hour digital detox challenge. No phones, no TVs, gaming devices, computers, smart devices, and it could earn you $2,400. You could also get a gift card to put together a tech-free survival kit. Suggestions include writing paper to replace text.
I mean, is that necessary?
No.
Survival kit?
No, I will say I'll be watching the screen tonight because the Spurs are back here at home, opening up a 9-game homestand, beginning with the Charlotte Hornets tonight, 7:30 here at the AT&T Center, and breaking overnight, Charlotte Hornets possible Rookie of the Year LaMelo Ball broke his wrist, so he's not going to be playing.
Oh, get better soon.
Yeah, but, you know, he's not going to be playing for the Spurs, so...
But go Spurs, go!
Go Spurs, go! 626, 58 degrees out.
Well, finding the perfect daycare is not easy, especially during a pandemic. That process has become more complicated. Still ahead, what you can do to make sure your kids get the best start.
Plus, one of the first phases of the Otis McCain trial expected to begin today. We have details on jury selection and what he faces if he's convicted.
A teenage girl shot overnight inside a local motel room. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you why police say the story about that shooting may not be adding up.
Taking a look outside at the roads out there with TransGuide, our Sarah Spivey is in for Samuel. She'll have the latest on your traffic report.
And we see the roadways. Let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. 58 degrees to start your Monday morning. We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage in just a few moments.
Good morning. It is March 22nd. I can't believe we're already kind of towards the end of March.
We are sprinting through March, and I got to say, the last couple days, it has been perfect.
I'm wearing my tennis shoes this morning.
I see that. You had your
sprinting.
running shoes. You're getting some good cardio. Got to get the steps in to start the day.
I know. It's Monday. We're
good. We got coffee. We're ready to go. We are waiting for Mike, though.
Yeah, Mike is sprinting. Mike is sprinting. Oh, y'all are showing my shoes.
Here we go. See, she is wearing her tennis shoes.
Sorry about that.
Secret. Look, I'm going to stand right here.
That's my fault. Because I had the wrong show popped up here. So anyway, yeah, we are a lot warmer this morning. We got a lot of clouds hanging around here. And best news is we do have some rain chances that are coming into the forecast. And that's going to be later on, basically about dinner time, maybe late afternoon in the hill country. And then after that into the evening hours. So there's nothing showing up out there right now. But off in the distance, you can see a whole bunch of clouds. And boy, the humidity Yeah, that's a lot higher as well. Temperature 58 degrees. At this time yesterday, we were down to right around mid-40s, and the dew point has definitely gone up by a good, close to 10 to 15 degrees. Wind out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. A bit breezy at times. Nothing is showing up on radar in the vicinity. This is just kind of some clutter on the radar site, you can tell, because that's not moving. But up to the north, we do have a couple of those showers, and actually one little batch that's now starting to sort of grow a little bit. Very light showers there. Northern Kendall County into Gillespie County, sliding off to the basically east to northeast. There may be a few more of these showers that are going to be popping up later on this morning, and then this afternoon, small chances for showers, but the better chance of rain comes in here later on tonight. Just boy, take your pick what allergen you want, because they're all out there. Oak is on the moderate side, and not as cool this morning. Cloudy skies. Couple of showers are possible, but more rain chances later on tonight. We're going to be in just the low 70s later on tonight. Some of those storms possibly are going to get on the strong side. If something does pop up, it can get maybe even a little bit on the nasty side later on tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to be clearing out, but then we have another rain chance coming in here on Wednesday. And overall, this week is going to be staying somewhat on the warm side. We'll take a closer look at Palm Sunday weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, again, Sam's off today, so Sarah Spivey's here. What's going on?
Well, you know, the main roads are looking okay right now. I mean, as you can see on TransGuide, this is 410 at Perham Bidle. Things are looking good. We are starting to see traffic pick up a little bit, congestion pick up slightly as we get closer and closer to sunrise here. 410 at Jackson Keller, 35 at Evans Road. However, there is one accident that could affect people, especially if you have plans to travel to the medical center this morning. There is an accident on Huebner Road at Babcock, and it was backing up traffic all the way up to Floyd Curl. Looks like conditions are improving slightly, so I'll continue to keep you updated on that accident. But if you do have to travel to the medical center this morning, just know that on Huebner there could be a bit of a delay, so give yourself a little extra time. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. San Antonio police have a whole list of questions for a teen who was shot inside a Southside motel room. They're hoping to shed some light on what actually happened.
Our Katrina Weber is live at Public Safety Headquarters. Now, Katrina, you mentioned earlier that police have not found the gun, and that's a pretty big concern.
Yeah, it is. Police say that 2 witnesses told them that teenage girl shot herself, yet there was no weapon to be found. Now, what police did find were all 3 of those people, the teen and the 2 witnesses, inside a room at the Rainbow Motel in the 4700 block of South Presa. Police were called there after 1 o'clock this morning. They say the girl, who appeared to be between the ages of 16 and 18, had suffered a gunshot wound to her chest. Police told us that she was in critical condition at that time. They took those 2 other people in for questioning, but again, at this point, they are calling them witnesses to the shooting, but they say this shooting is still under investigation. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Now to a high-profile murder case right here in the Alamo City. After being on hold for much of the pandemic, the jury selection in the Otis McCain trial is set to resume today.
McCain is accused of killing SAPD detective Ben Marconi back in 2016. Judge Ron Runhell says the parties have had the opportunity to move the case out of town, but have not asked for a change of venue. If they did now, Judge Runhell says he would not grant it. 8 jurors have already been selected. Runhell plans to seat a panel of 12 jurors and 3 alternates. This the first death penalty case in a Bexar County courtroom in 5 years.
And right now on our website, we have a closer look at some of the top profile cases that have happened here in San Antonio just in the last few years. At the top of the list is Otis McCain, but we have Christopher Davila, the death of 8-month-old King J. Davila. Then we have Johnson allegedly starting the massive fire at Ingram Square Center. After him, Mark Howerton. He is being retried in the death of a Trinity University cheerleader. And finally, Andre McDonald. He is charged with murdering his wife. You can find this article about all the cases right now. Just head to ksat.com.
San Antonio police and Crime Stoppers are hoping you can help them find the person responsible for robbing a gas station back in February. Just take a look at your screen and see if you recognize this man. Police tell us the robbery happened on February 13th around 5:40 in the morning at the Valero gas station in the 100 block of Bandera Road. Police say the suspect approached an employee showing off a gun while demanding money. Police tell us the suspect ran off after getting cash. If you have any information that can lead to arrest, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number on your screen, 210-224-STOP. From spring break travelers to families coming to watch the NCAA women's tournament, there's a big difference in tourist crowds compared to a year ago. This time last year, San Antonio was just 2 days into the declared public health emergency issued by Governor Greg Abbott. Now fans are coming in from all over the country for a 2-week-long NCAA women's basketball tournament, adding more customers for local businesses.
Now that we're back and we're up and things are starting to normalize a little bit. Spring break just passed and was very busy. We were all over, packed.
But with more business comes more exposure to the virus, and this is the first weekend everything in Texas is open 100% after the governor lifted restrictions for businesses, including the mask mandate.
Can't force anybody to do it, but we do recommend it, and unless they're sitting down and eating, then we like to keep their mask on.
The weekend festivities showing San Antonio are one step closer to bouncing back as a tourist destination. A majority of the games will be played at the Alamo Dome, which has increased traffic to the downtown area. The final championship game is scheduled for April 4th.
Well, every Sunday we have our Leading SA segment. Sarah and I sit down and talk to leaders of our community. Councilwoman Rebecca Villagran, clearly a leader in our community. She is now the Tri-Chair of the Alamo Redevelopment Project. She's been instrumental in the growth of District 3, south side of San Antonio. Councilwoman Villagran joined us on Leading SA this Sunday. Take a listen to some of our conversation.
We are seeing the job growth with TJX, with the medical schools, and an advanced manufacturing hub here in San Antonio with Toyota and Navistar so close to one another. You know, Navistar is an advanced manufacturing place, and they are just building. So the jobs are still open right now that people can start applying for. And that's incredible because it also feeds into the work that we're trying to do with the Ready to Work San Antonio program, which many of the voters voted for.
We also talked about the importance of Women's History Month and how it could be a foundation of the Alamo City. We talked about what comes next with the Alamo Plaza redevelopment project and what comes next for the councilwoman after the May 1st election. You can find the entire interview right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com.
In your morning headline, some medical experts say the U.S. is experiencing another COVID-19 surge. But as CNN's Britt Connery reports, COVID safety restrictions continue to ease, and spring breakers, well, they continue to party.
More partying in Miami, more travel, fewer restrictions. As medical experts warn, this pandemic is not over.
I know that people see the light at the end of the tunnel, but they shouldn't confuse that with being done.
According to data from Johns Hopkins University, in the past week, there was an average of about 55,000 new cases reported every day in the U.S. One of the big questions now, will we see a fourth surge? And that's where some medical experts are divided. One doctor is pointing to prior infections and vaccinations.
We're talking about some form of protective immunity in about 55% of the population. So there's enough of a backstop here that I don't think you're going to see a fourth surge. I think what you could see is a plateauing for a period of time.
It's that plateau that has another doctor worried. He's pointing to the past.
History has shown us that when you have that plateauing, that's usually the forerunner of another surge. We've actually seen that in the European Union.
And yet another medical expert says instead of predicting the future, he wants to prepare for it.
We've got about 70% of seniors vaccinated now. We've got about a third of adults have had their first shot. That still leaves a good bit to go, though, so we're not there yet.
The importance of getting people vaccinated is where all three experts agree. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Jury selection enters its third week for a former Minneapolis police officer charged in George Floyd's death. 13 jurors have been seated for Derek Chauvin's trial on murder and manslaughter charges. The judge saying 2 more will be seated ahead of opening statements on March 29th. Only 12 will deliberate. The others will be alternates. Last week, the Hennepin County jury declined defense requests to delay or move the trial over concerns that a massive settlement to George Floyd's family would affect the jury. The 12 jurors seated are a fairly diverse group. Time now is 6:41, 58 degrees out.
Well, how to find the right child care for your little one in the middle of the pandemic. That story is next. Well, finding the perfect daycare or preschool for your child, it isn't easy, and especially with the pandemic, it's made things more complicated.
That's right. A lot of parents struggling to navigate a child care system that's on the verge of collapse. RJ Marquez reports on what you can do to give your kid the best start.
The COVID crisis has put an enormous strain on moms and dads with jobs. In a recent report, 75% of working parents said they currently have a child at home while they work, and half who haven't returned to work cite lack of childcare as the reason. Researchers surveyed 1,000 parents and compared the way parents rated preschool programs to how experts measured the quality. Results showed parents tended to rank the programs as high quality when the researchers did not. Also, most parents reported finding childcare through family, friends, or local public schools and did little comparison shopping. As COVID has complicated the communication process, the researchers suggest that parents seek out written information from more than one preschool and request a virtual tour. You may also want to ask about class size, the center's social distancing guidelines, sanitation practices, and the policy if someone contracts the virus. Most parents in the study look for warm teachers, a safe environment, and support for academic growth. Researchers also stress that parents should look at how adults interact with children and also ask about opportunities for children to be physically active. RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, well, speaking of kids getting to daycare, getting to school, let's take a look at the roadways. Sarah Spivey, how's it look out there?
You know, it's not too bad out there right now. We are starting to see the congestion pick up slightly, especially if you're traveling inbound along 281 from Bulverde to downtown. Things are starting to pick up there. Travel time about 23 minutes, but meanwhile, I-10 from Bernie to downtown looks good, 24 minutes. I-35 from New Braunfels inbound looks good as well, about 28 minutes. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to talk about here. The first thing I want to talk about is a stalled vehicle. This one is the right-hand shoulder is actually blocked due to that stalled vehicle on 35 northbound at 410. So right as you're getting onto 35 from 410, there is that stalled vehicle. It's been there pretty much all morning, and we've actually got a picture of it here on the TransGuide. It's hiding behind the street lamp there, but right there you can see the two headlamps. So just be careful if you are heading that way. Again, this is 35 at Loop 410, so use some extra caution on the roads. Secondly, we've got another crash. This one is in the medical center, so off of the main roads, but still right at Huebner and Babcock, we do have that crash, and it does look like traffic is backed all the way up to Eckert. So be careful if you're heading out to the medical center, a crash there. But other than that, again, just your regular morning congestion starting to pick up a little bit this morning as folks are heading back to school and heading into work.
Thank you, Sarah. Mike, so beautiful behind you.
Yeah, I've just been sitting here looking at that picture, and it's just like, you just want to take a deep breath. And look at, there's the teeter-totter sitting out there. Isn't that great? That's just a relaxing shot out there, Stockdale. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we do have lots of clouds this morning. It is warmer, much more humid than what we had yesterday, even yesterday afternoon. You could kind of feel the humidity trying to come back in here, but as expected, it really came up in the overnight hours. Temperatures are roughly 15 degrees above what they were yesterday. We were in the mid and lower 40s around the area yesterday. Now we're in the mid and upper 50s. A couple of showers are showing up right here. Gillespie County, Kendall, Blanco County, just one or two little sprinkly showers. This is just some kind of clutter around the radar site right there. We may see a few more of them. A couple of computer models are trying to scare up a few of those showers later on this morning. But this one in particular is that rapid update model, which is doing a pretty good job picking this up. Some of these showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. And even though there's a pretty good lid on the atmosphere right now, some of the computer models want to try and break that so things break through it. And when that happens, we can see maybe some of these stronger storms, even though we are not in any sort of a risk from the Storm Prediction Center. But this is going to go on through the evening hours, and it looks like maybe even a second little band of some of those showers and storms will continue to work their way through here as we continue on in toward news time tonight. And then most everything is going to be done by about midnight, and tomorrow morning should be pretty good as we move on through the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine around here. And then we are going to have another rain chance coming in here on Wednesday. So keep your fingers crossed. Could use just a couple of nice, good showers out there. 66 degrees today at noon. One or two sprinkly showers still possible this morning and even later on this afternoon. But then as we go into the evening hours, that's when we're going to start to see the better rain chance and some of those thunderstorms trying to pop up. And that will be up through about midnight tomorrow morning. And then we'll be clearing on out. 80 tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Clouds come back in here. Another chance of rain on Wednesday. A leftover shower Thursday, and then we will be clearing out. Looks like a pretty good weekend for Palm Sunday, and it is going to be warmer and a little bit on the humid side.
All right, Mike, you joined us yesterday morning, so thank you for tolerating us again this morning.
What a trooper.
Welcome to the weekdays, y'all.
Did you end up enjoying the sunshine yesterday? It was a picture-perfect day out.
Yeah, you know, it did a little bit of work in the garage and then sat there, read a book, and it's like, ooh, got a little bit of sun just in about a half an hour time. So don't forget, now's the time to start thinking about it. Sunscreen,
yes,
folks.
You need the sunscreen, even when there's clouds.
There you go.
Sarah saw me without makeup this morning. It was kind of red.
He was red, like a tomato. Wear the sunscreen.
Right, on that note, 6:51, 56 degrees out.
Longhorns and Mustangs are a big part of Texas history, but they're actually been around a lot longer than the state itself. We have a history lesson in our Tejano Moment series tomorrow on GMSA.
Taking a look outside with live cam, like Mike mentioned, 58 degrees, a little more humid today, and maybe a little more clouds today, not as much sunshine. Stay with us.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're going to have the latest in the fight against the coronavirus. Some breaking news in the race to vaccinate, too. Oxford, AstraZeneca's promising trial data just released. But will the U.S. get the potential fourth shot? As Miami Beach is in a spring break state of emergency right now, partiers causing chaos in the streets. Well, their mayor is going to join us live. A lot of images came in over the weekend. And then cruise ships are looking to return to the seas this summer with the new vaccine rules. We're going to cover all the COVID angles and so much more right here on GMA.
And before you head out the door, we're going to check in one more time with our traffic authority, Sarah Spivey.
Hey guys, good morning. Yes, the roads look all right. The main arteries of the roads look okay. We do have, however, one accident in the medical center, as I mentioned. This accident is right on Huebner at Babcock, and it is causing a little bit of a delay. So just be careful if you have to travel out to the medical center. But this is 410 at Marbach. Looks good. Congestion is picking up slightly, like on 410 near 151. You can see that right at the intersection, starting to see that traffic pick up. But things are smooth sailing. 35 at Cesar Chavez. And even tonight, we may get a little bit of rain, right, Mike?
Yes, indeed. Even a sprinkler or two, you know, throughout the day, but especially tonight, as you were saying, Sarah. And we got a lot of clouds out there this morning. One or two sprinkly showers up there, sliding in through Blanco County as of right now. And again, a few of them here or there today. 57 degrees in town, and we'll be up to 73 later on. Basically cloudy skies, kind of breezy, and then showers and thunderstorms later on tonight. Some of those could be on the stronger side. Just be on the lookout for that. And then we clear out tomorrow, and then we have another rain chance on Wednesday. And overall temperatures are going to be kind of on the warmer side throughout the rest of the week, and looks pretty good for Palm Sunday. What a treat having the weekend gang here on a Monday.
Hey, thanks for having
us,
Mike.
All right, Mike, Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. This is it for us this morning, but don't worry, we'll see you back here at 9 a.m.
See you at 9.